Hello there, and welcome to the Marketing SOS Show. I'm your host, Eric Yee. And here in the Marketing SOS Show, I answer business and marketing related questions from small business owners, students, entrepreneurs, and corporate marketers anyone who wants some help or advice. So if that sounds like you, please drop me a line at eric@marketingsos.ca and I'd be happy to help. But in the meantime, the purpose of the show is to help you, to educate you. And one of the ways that I want to do that going forward is to bring on special guests, people with advice or opinions different from mine or specializations beyond mine that can help us grow in our understanding of marketing and what strategies we should be employing. So that's coming up very soon in an upcoming episode of the show. Now on today's episode, I have a question from Ron, who's looking at getting started in marketing. Now, like a lot of entrepreneurs and small business owners, it can be very overwhelming. Not just the marketing side of things, but everything about it. You have your core thing you want to focus on. In this case, Ron wants to do financial services. But if you're running your own thing and you're taking care of the accounting, the marketing, running the staff in the department, it can be a lot. So Ron very appropriately feels overwhelmed with where to start on the marketing front. So let's give him a hand just after this. So, Ron writes, "Hi Eric, I'm a financial advisor in the LA area that specializes in retirement and income planning. I work with a large national firm that supplies me with a pipeline of prospects at a commission split. What I am looking to do is expand my own practice and begin self-sourcing my own prospects, but I feel completely lost when it comes to marketing. Website creation and design, social media pages and advertising, content creation, all of it just seems a bit overwhelming to me. I am looking for general advice or suggestions on where to start. Ron." So Ron, I can totally understand how this would be overwhelming. You were going from nothing in terms of marketing to trying to being set up with a strong marketing funnel overnight. It's going to take a bit of time, but I suggest starting slow and building on your strategy as you go. Don't feel like you need to do everything at once. Keep taking those sales prospects from that other firm while you slowly and effectively build things out yourself. Now, you totally could outsource all this quickly if you have the cash to do so. That's one option, but I like the option of slowly rolling it out. That way you at least have an idea of how things work and you're not going to get fleeced by some agency or freelancer who's going to do all this for you and charge you a huge premium. The first thing you should look at is getting a website created. You can look at hiring someone to do this, like I just mentioned, or give it a shot yourself on a service like Squarespace. That might be all you need just to get started. Think and plan out what type of content or pages and information your website will need. You can start creating this content now in a Word document. Make sure the language you use is based on your customer's point of view with limited financial planning knowledge, not your own expertise, right to your audience. This is something I see a lot of financial services firms doing, and actually ones that I've worked with before too. Don't include jargon. Don't include acronyms unless you're spelling all these things out. Don't write like you're writing for another financial services professional to read. You have years of training and expertise in this area. Your clientele do not. Write to their level of experience and expertise, not your own. It's hard to do. Maybe get a layman to edit all your work and point these things out for you, because you might have blind spots and not be able to see it because it may seem so basic to you. Now, on the digital side of things, dabble in social media and content creation and see what works best for you or what you enjoy or hate the least, and do that. Unless you're spending money buying social media ads, it may be worth skipping social altogether for the time being. The reason for this is that it may take you a long time to build up an audience that you can convert into paying customers without dumping a ton of money into social ads. Now, I would start with search engine marketing, or particularly Google ads. Once you have your website set up, you can start putting ads in front of people who are searching on Google for your services and send them to your website. Now, I have a little knowledge of how competitive financial advising services may be in LA, and it is very competitive to advertise there. a lot of people bidding on those same keywords. So guess or do some research on what terms customers may be putting in to find services like yours and test some ads on those search terms. Now, a lot of times, financial service relationships are built on trust and referrals. With your existing clientele, even though they are coming from another firm, can you get testimonials or referrals from your clients? I'm assuming not, but maybe as you start growing this, you can. Now look at the legality of this, but if there is any way you can incentivize your current clients to recommend you to others. If you haven't talked to some of these clients in a while, give them a call or send them a letter with your business card in there. Ask how they're doing, if there are any major life changes they've had recently that they need to reflect in their financial planning. Now, a lot of people use Google to find services like yours, but there's a lot of other ones. A lot of people will be using Yelp and Google My Business and Google Maps. So make sure you're set up on both of those. Start trying to get positive reviews. Fill out your details, your pictures, all your information, your hours, your phone number. Make sure everything is perfect and on point there. It's the face of your business. It's basically like looking at what the front door of your business looks like online. So make sure it looks good. And start trying to solicit and get reviews on there. Even right now, if it's just friends and family, people in your office, as you start snowballing, get more clients. This is a great way to build things up. Now, those testimonials we mentioned earlier would be captured and kept somewhere that you could use in the future for your marketing material. Now, while I always like relying on digital, as I mentioned, a lot of financial business is built upon reputation and trust. Thus, those 5-star reviews. But get out there in the public and meet people. Have a table or booth set up at local events with your branding and brochures on it, and just talk to people in a low-pressure way. Think of ways to draw them to your table. Perhaps a contest to win something in exchange for an email address, which you can then use to follow up with them. This is a slow process, but that's what it is, a process you need to follow. This is why I like you keeping your existing clientele pipeline and slowly building this up over time to where it can overtake that business. But like I mentioned in another recent question from a financial services firm in rural areas of Africa and India, building trust and consistency is key in this industry. You may have to put in lots of time up front for very little return in order to get that snowball effect rolling. You are building towards your future, so don't get discouraged by short-term results. So Ron, thank you for the question. You're in such an interesting industry where people's dreams and their plans rely on you. That's where trust and consistency is key here. If I'm investing my money anywhere, I want to make sure the person handling it has a great track record and I like them and I trust them. Yes, I want to be able to find them. That's why I want a good website in my financial advisor. Good ratings to show that I'm not the only one taking a risk on them and that they've been proven in the past. Social proof is key here, Ron. And really for many other businesses out there as well. It can go a long way in having you rise to the forefront above your competitors. And really, this is an untapped market. Like a lot of local businesses and small businesses do this terribly. So if you just invest even in like an hour a day, a couple hours a week doing this, it's going to pay dividends to your business long term. That's for everyone out there listening in similar situations or service-based businesses like this, where you may just operate in a small geographical area or have some kind of specialization. So take the time to do it. It can't hurt. It's only going to help you. So Ron, thank you again for the question. And thank you everyone else out there listening. I appreciate your time. And if you could be so kind to leave me a ratings and review on whatever podcast player you listen on, 5 stars would be great. But I'll take whatever you give me anyways. That would really help build the show and allow us to keep going week in and week out for you here in 2020 and beyond. And like I mentioned at the top of the show, if you have a question for me, drop me a line at eric@marketingsos.ca. I'm here for you. I got your back. So until next time, I'm your host, Eric E. Thank you so much for listening, and we are out.